Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the bearish table that is hopefully going to be my completed model railway layout as time goes on. As you can see, still haven't done anything. We're not going to rent it for a couple of weeks yet. I'm very much behind on other work that I'm doing, but it will get done eventually, and in the meantime I've still got things I can show you, so it's not a wasted exercise doing these videos. It's between Christmas and the New Year now, so thanks to everybody, and I'm amazed how many people watching these videos. Quite frankly, they're crap. I don't understand why you like watching them, but there you go. If you like to see an idiot at work, then I'm happy to be that idiot. So I will wish you all a Happy New Year, especially those of you who are railway modelling, and hope that you will achieve something during the course of the year, same as I hope I'll achieve something. So anyway, Christmas. Yeah, what does Christmas mean? Presents. And I did get one or two. Excuse me. One of which was this rather unusual thing here. And it says on the tin, Polar Express. And when I opened up inside, it contained some rather nice biscuits. However, my daughter, who gave it to me, suggested that I might like to contain or use it for keeping bits and pieces in. So, that's the tin I got for Christmas. What else did I get? I got this rather nice, this is gravel matting, which will come in very handy around the track area. I'm still trying to find a home for this diesel multiple unit sound simulator. Problem is, the ideal place for it to go in the guards van, most of my model DMUs, the guards van is occupied by the motor that drives the train. Only one unit I've got, which is a 3-car 117, where the rear driving motor has a brake van unoccupied, and in trying to get the body off, I broke off a couple of, fortunately, so minute bits that you wouldn't notice they were gone, but I had to give up trying to take the body off. So I still haven't found anywhere to fit that, but we'll get there. That wasn't Christmas. One thing I did get though, at long last, was some solder. So I've got a couple of things I can get on with now. So that's not a problem. Oh, let's put that there. What did I also get? Oh yeah, I've got some kits to make some dummy ground signals. Though I've got to paint them when they're finished, and I'm not overly happy about doing that. Big pack of track pins. I don't know whether they're actually going to be suitable. I did buy the longer ones, but I don't know if they're going to be long enough, because they've got to go down through underlay. Got some more passengers here, little pack of passengers. Don't know whether they're in focus or not. Yeah, you can just see them there, little pack of passengers. And I've got some dummy point levers, which will look quite good. So that's basically what I got for Christmas. So it now means that I've got virtually everything I need to start building. But of course, and this will be a short video, I do warn you, it's probably not going to be any more than about 7 or 8 minutes long in the end. Just a stopgap, because I've got a couple more things coming. I've made my final purchase for this year, and there is a reason for doing that. And if they arrive on time, the next video will feature something interesting for you. In the meantime, I suppose I'd better do an unboxing, hadn't I? I'm not doing the goods, still not doing the goods yet. There's something else I want to show you. Right, what have he got for us this time? I hear you say. And, well, let's have a look, shall we? You'll have to forgive me for this because I'm trying something new. I'm working directly from behind the camera. Ham-fisted. This week I've got something very special for you. It was a limited edition. It must have been produced 20 or so years ago by Helgen for Millennium models of Morley, and it's a limited edition of 2,000 pieces. Can you guess what it is? Can you guess what it is? There we are. 2012. There we go. Not as long ago as I thought, but still 12 years ago. Model number 97 of a limited run of 2000. Now, you've seen my gas turbine prototype, GT3. There were three famous prototypes. Basically, there was DP1, which was the original Deltic. I don't have a model of that because I'm shortly going to receive, I hope, the new Acura scale model of a 55 Deltic, and I've heard and seen samples of it, of the type that I'm getting, and the sound unit in it is absolutely terrific. So I haven't really bothered to get a model of the prototype Deltic. I suppose I should have, but the thing is, they were bought out for the National Railway Museum, and even on the second-hand market they're going at silly money now, and I'm not going to pay the £400 plus that Hornby would seem to be going to want for their new model of the Deltic prototype that's coming out. So anyway, that's another story, but that was DP1. Then I've got GT3, which was gas turbine prototype 3. In the middle came this one. Now, there were already, as I've shown you before, the 25s and the 24s and that, which were operating in the late 50s. But they still weren't quite good enough for British Railways. They weren't quite powerful enough, because British Railways wanted a quite a versatile Type 4. And they wanted to specify an axle weight of no more than 18 tonnes per axle. When you look at the weight of a diesel locomotive, you've got to be pretty clever to disperse the weight around the body to keep within that. Anyway, three prototypes emerged. One from Brush, which emerged as a sort of a Class 47 type body shell, Falcon, which I've yet to purchase, and the Birmingham Railway Carriage and Wagon Company produced a white monster called Lion, which is also available in 00 scale. I've yet to purchase those because at the moment I think some people are asking a little bit too much for them, so I may get them, I may not, but it would be nice to have them. I can't buy everything, can I? I have to work within my budget. But I did manage to get this one for a very good price, and this is DP2, which actually went on to become one of the most reliable locos on British Railways in the early 1960s. And as usual, you've got all this clamshell rubbish to undo. Oops, daisy. But anyway, there she is. And you might think, looking at it, if you know a bit about railways, it looks a bit like a Deltic. And it is rumoured that this body shell was to become Deltic number D9016. But instead it was used for creating this test bed with uprated engines and all sorts of different details. And this was delivered in early 1962 to British Railways. We'll pop it down there. I don't want to put it on its... Well, yeah. Well, I'll just rest it gently on its side there so you can see it. Yes, so say this was delivered to British Railways in 1962 and was put to work on the, first of all, on the West Coast Main Line, running between London and Glasgow. It was particularly useful at a time when the electrification was beginning from north to south, and it was excellent at picking up time when delayed. Then it was transferred to the eastern region because they were having problems. They had 22 Deltics delivered, and they were having some teething problems with them initially, so this went in to replace a Deltic where necessary, and was easily, although not quite as powerful, was easily outperforming the Deltics. Very, very reliable. And then it found its way onto the Midland region and was doing eventually overnight car sleeper trains and Pullmans to Leeds and what have you. And then it went back to Vulcan Works for a really big overhaul, more bits and pieces put into it. And because they were developing the Class 50 at the time, so some of the components of the Class 50 were incorporated in this, slow speed control and what have you. And it went back to King's Cross, I think Finsbury Park it was allocated to. And again, it settled in as being probably the most reliable locomotive on the railways, but I can't remember the exact year, I think it's 1966. It was heading north, and it was involved in a collision with a goods train. One of the wagons at the rear of a cement train had derailed. Unfortunately, that cost at least 7 lives, that particular crash. This loco was damaged really beyond repair. The mainframe was completely buckled. So it was sent back to Vulcan Works, was gradually dismantled for spares. But I am pleased to say that the engine was put into a Class 50. And so the engine at least carried on for many, many more years after that, showing how reliable the English electric engine was. But sadly, the whole locomotive itself was eventually cut up in 1970. So that's the story of DP2. The only thing I need to do now is get it on the track and let you see it running, isn't it? Back in a bit. As you can see, although a DC locomotive, this one does have working lights either end. But unfortunately, as they say in all good Apollo spaceships, Houston, we have a problem. And it is a problem that I've read about elsewhere, in that it doesn't like going round curves. What's happening is that the body is... It sits down on its bogies, and as the locomotive goes to turn a curve, the bogies seem to catch on something on the body. I can't quite work out how or where, and to be honest, I'm not overly bothered, because the important thing is just to have a model of this type. It isn't fitted with any couplings or anything, so I couldn't attach anything to it even if I wanted to. But obviously it's nice to see it running. What I am going to do is just run it up and down on the straight so that you can have a look at it and see the lights and everything working. You'll see it's a lovely smooth runner at slow speed. Now when I turn it to the opposite direction, the lights will come on at that end. See how smooth it runs, it's lovely. Turn it round, just run it up at slightly higher speed. There's nothing wrong with that, is there? It's a handsome loco. It's a lovely loco. It's got one of the best running engines or motors in it that I've seen. And now it's telling me that I'm very low on battery, so I think I'm going to have to end it there for this week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, okay? Sorry it's so short. Bye.